Welcome friends, LostScarf here, and it's time for the final episode of Control. So, assuming after that DLC, we're done. I think we're done, maybe they'll do more DLC. We're going to see a Control 2, Alan Wake 2. We're going to see some sort of sequel here or more DLC after AWE. And so, after I did the Origami King LP, I decided that we should do a final episode just not recapping, but just remembering the game we played. Remembering the game we basically 100%ed. And just, like, what was so great about it, and everything about that. I think, so, let's see, Control came out 2019, it was amazing, I get why it's IGN's Game of the Year, it's just really good gunplay, very fun, very interesting story, heck of a game. Playing it in 2020, when the DLC comes out, so I'm glad we played it now instead of back then, I really enjoyed it. The main game, let's just talk about that real quick. First, Jessie Faden's a really cool character. I like her a lot. She's great. Her supporting crew with, names I don't remember. The blonde girl, she's cool. Like, Langston is great. The cop guy's cool. I think that's really your supporting crew is those three. And then Audie, the janitor, is pretty cool. He's a very mysterious character. Definitely a Twin Peaks inspired kind of character there. Then you've got Darling and Trench as just these other figures you've seen. And also, I forget the black lady right now, but her as well. It's well acted. This game's well acted. It's really compelling. You're really interested. I like the reading material going on here. Like, I liked all the reading stuff, and I liked reading it. Like, it was fun reading these things, and just all these different ideas of concepts happening. And then the Alan Wake Easter egg happening. Like, oh, Alan Wake's in this universe. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And it's just a fun game. I liked it a lot. The gameplay, the gunplay is pretty good. Not my favorite. It's third person, so third person gunplay is not as good as first person gunplay for me. But I still enjoyed it. What I especially enjoyed about it was you don't only have a gun, but you have powers. And that's why the gunplay isn't perfect, I think, because you have something else to work with, and that's what's going on there. So, using these different guns, the gun variety is pretty cool. I like you get shotgun, machine gun, sniping gun, regular pistol, grenade launcher, rocket launcher. There might be one or two I can't remember right now. I like that gun variety. It's really cool. You can switch between two of them. You can always just switch to whatever on the select screen as well. And then her powers. She has a shield she generates, and then she's got launch ability. Launch ability is really fun. The dashing around is great. Flying and floating. Not really flying, but just being able to hover and float was pretty cool. What is there another power? Oh yeah, mind control. Basically, that was really good as well. So the variety of powers is fun. The agreements, the upgrades you can do to the weapons and the powers, I really liked a lot. This is a really good combination of the two. I like this better than, let's say, like Dishonored's another game where you have powers and gunplay, and the powers are pretty good in Dishonored as well. But I think this put them together more seamlessly than Dishonored did. Dishonored does it pretty well, but it does get a little clunky, while as Control did it more seamlessly and very well. And what I like, there's also the Superman landing. That's the other one she gets. And it's just really good, very fun. The enemies were good opponents. Some of them were pretty tough. Eventually you're able to just overcome them, and they become not exactly easy, but just more manageable the stronger Jessie gets. And that's what I liked about at the end of this LP was Jessie was so strong, she could handle so much on her own, which made her just such a cool character. She becomes so powerful over time in this game. You started with not that much, and then she just becomes a powerhouse. And that was really cool there. And we got to see them just build on the different enemies, where not only is she generating these powers, so are the enemies. So we're seeing different versions of what these powers can do, and that was really cool there. In the end, it's just fun. Did it drag at any point? I don't really feel like it dragged until the Foundation. I'm trying to think of a drag before that. And Foundation was cool, you got more powers there. But I don't know, it just dragged a bit. Whereas, you don't gain any new powers in AWE, but because I'm an Alan Wake fan, I was pretty hyped for that, so that actually helped out. And then Shoom was a fun concept. I liked Shoom, where we didn't have that before. We didn't have a boss rush. We didn't have well, you kind of do with the jukebox. You kind of have a horde mode, but this one you have it more controlled. You can do it whenever you want. You don't have to do tokens and all that. And I like that a lot. Maybe the weakest point is not, like, the boss fights are good. I like the boss fights. they're pretty intense at the time. Once you get her fully powered, they're not a problem anymore. Um, the antagonist, I guess, what it is just because it's so nebulous, he's not a strong antagonist. Dylan's not a very strong villain. And that's because you don't really have a villain you're riding with you this whole time. You're fighting this thing. It's like saying like the zombies are the villain, right? It's just like there's no big bad with the zombies, so you don't really have that thing to worry about. You don't really have that thing to latch onto. What you're latching onto is all these people getting mind controlled by the hiss. You're just fighting that hiss, and then the mind F near the end of the game, of the main game, was pretty trippy. Like, wait, is that the end? Oh, thank God, it's not. Uh, if they want to end it with that mind F at the end of the main, they could have, and people would be so unsatisfied, but it'd be a hell of an ending. I'm glad they didn't do that. The ending is way more satisfying having Jessie win, having her become the new director, and then her going to Foundation. Foundation, what's good about that is more lore. It just wasn't that interesting. Well, despite giving you more powers and stuff to run around in. AW was just, for me, not necessarily the words fan service, but it was just more fun. And Langston really makes AW even more fun as well. He's such a fun addition to that DLC, and of course all the Alan Wake stuff. Threshold Kids, no, no, no. I don't want to ever see Threshold Kids ever again. That was creepy as balls. The game was just fun, and I like that you don't have to just have things to pull. Because I feel like in other games, with this power, you have to have objects to pull, and most of the time you are pulling objects, but sometimes she just pulls out the concrete and uses that for stuff. Or she pulls an enemy and uses them for launch. Launch is probably my favorite thing, is it's just such a fun power. Because they utilize it so well. You pull from a lot of different things to use for launching, and also just the puns you can do with that was great as well. If there's anything else to reflect on with this game. Jesse's great, Audie's great, I already said all these things. There's something I missed at the start, which I think I mentioned and Jinx pointed out, where at the start, there's no elevator, and then there's like, you do a loop, and I thought we're on a different floor, and then there's the elevator there, which completely tricked me, and there's things like that. There's some like mind ups here and there that I didn't catch, and that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, there's the doctor in the mold area. She's an alright character. You find out that she was banging Darling eventually. I think in AW you find out that she was actually doing that. So like that's why she has some reaction to when Darling's gone. She's like, oh, and she's not putting it on the surface, but she's like, oh, okay, that's why she's reacting. All right. There's good characters. Music's good. I think it's Poets of the Falls, name of the band. Their new songs are great. I like that they kept with that band. So if you were a fan of Alan Wake, you got more songs from them here, and that was awesome. And it's cool seeing Remedy's evolution from Max Payne to Max Payne 2, and I'm not sure what they did between 2 and Alan Wake, but you can, if you've played all these games, you feel the evolution from how Max Payne was kind of he's talking to himself with the storytelling, he's reflecting on things, it's getting kind of crazy underneath the surface in this universe while he's just running around just jumping and shooting all the time. That was Max Payne 1. And then 2 kind of steps away from the weirder stuff, while it's just more of like a hard-boiled cop kind of story, but they're starting to utilize music more, and you see that evolve into Alan Wake, where Alan Wake is just that style of storytelling has gone here, where it's a mix of 1 and 2 Max Payne going into Alan Wake, and you're just dealing with, there's more music going on, there's more kind of crazy ideas, and storytelling, and a lot of narration happening, and then it evolves even more. Here's the thing, I didn't play Quantum, I forget what it's called, Quantum something. I probably should play that game, because that's between Alan Wake and Control. I see a lot of evolution from Alan Wake to Control. I don't know what they learned from Quantum getting to Control. I'm not sure what they learned there. So that's one blind spot I've got. But the evolution from Alan Wake to Control, I see it in the storytelling and in just how you move the character and the world and everything. And it's been really great. I'm liking seeing this evolution of this company, and I'm curious where they're going to go next. I'm not sure if it's going to be a different game that's going to have Control in it and going to have Alan Wake in it, or what, because with Control, the worlds have collided now. And I'm just really interested in knowing what's going to happen here. And so I will wait with bated breath. That's just basically it. I don't think there's anything else to say. It was a really good game. Control was fun as heck. I'm glad we did this LP. And yeah, it was a good one. So the next LP is going to be we're gonna do it. We're gonna do I don't remember where I put the cartridge right now, so I gotta go find it. We're gonna do Breath of the Wild hardcore run. We're gonna do a super serious hardcore run on the Switch. I played it originally on the Wii U. So the idea here is we play as smart as we can, as best we can, as careful as we can. Because when we die, that's it for the LP, which means I need to be very smart about what I'm doing for the boss fights. I need to be very smart for what I'm doing if I somehow got away to Ganon. I might skip Evertide or Eventide. I might do Eventide. I'm not sure. But there are some risky things that I gotta be very careful about. I also gotta be smart about when I get HP, when I get stamina, things like that. I might seek out the Korok seeds as fast as possible to get my stats up so that I have to worry about that. We'll see what I actually do. The thing is, it's been a couple years, so I don't remember that much about the game, so I could screw up and get killed in some dumb way, or just accidentally drop a rock on myself. That's a thing I could do as well, or fall off a tower and roll and die, or shield slide and die that way. There's a lot of ways I can get killed. If we die really early, we'll try again, but if we get a good number and then we're dead, well, that's it. So the pressure's going to be on always to be smart about the game, but I'm not going to go back and rewatch or anything. It's going to be semi-blind memory of the game, and since I have such a bad memory, it's basically blind. Run of this. And I don't know what we're doing after Breath of the Wild. I have no idea. I know Hyrule Warriors is going to happen eventually. I don't know if that's what we want to do. I don't know if we want to do Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's probably going to be a huge, long game, so I don't know if we want to do that. But something will be after Breath of the Wild, just not sure what. Oh, actually, we might just do Professor Layton, because we have to do another voice LP eventually. And then after Layton, we might do either Super Mario RPG, FF6. There's a couple things we can do, because we like doing RPG and voice through. So that is everything with Control and future plans. And I can't wait for the next thing. I was trying to show that I have Kirby on this shirt. So that's it. I had fun. Hope you're watching. That's what's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you at the next LP. Boop.